Good morning. My name is Chris Hanlon. I'm the plant manager here at Utilities and Industries. We'll do a brief tour of our operation. Just real quick, a little bit about me. I've been in the gas industry now for almost 2 years, so the knowledge I've acquired, I've been very fortunate to be with this company that has a lot of senior people who have a lot of exposure and have done a great job in helping me get to where I am today, and still have plenty to learn. But, most of my background has been in compliance, logistics, and production management. Let's start with in-test proving. This is a temperature-controlled environment. It's 70 degrees. No more of a fluctuation, plus or minus 1 degree. Also, all the provers you see here have been certified. These are actually all American dealer provers. They are certified every 2 years. When dealing with in-testing meters, the meters are brought in here 24 hours prior to in-testing to ensure acclimation has occurred. First thing we do when we in-test the meter is a thorough inspection of the meter, looking for holes, dents, oil or water in the meter. These provers are the ones that get the most susceptible to debris entering the prover, so we want to make sure that we do a thorough check of the meter to make sure we're not introducing any oil or water into our prover system. These filters on the in-test side, on these provers, are probably cleaned and changed out 4 or 5 times more often than an out-test prover, just to ensure that. Along with the cleaning of the nozzles, it happens a lot more frequently. So once we get the meter inspected and ready to apply to the prover, prior to that, every morning we run our reference meters. Our reference meters have been certified. They're all American meters. We have a 250, a 425, and 800 for the large capacity. We run those meters and we record the results of those meters daily in the morning, checking for any types of fluctuation. If we see anything of that matter, first thing we do is contact maintenance. Usually we're looking at the filters, looking at the nozzles. The other test we run regarding the accuracy of the provers is rather than run a 425 and then a 250 one time, we can take the 425 and run 3 different pre-programmed tests. What the tests essentially look like are: the first test is an open at 515 CFM and a check at 25. The second test, same 425 reference meter, is a 250 open with a 35 check. Third test is a 125 open with a 50 check. The reason being is we just ensured that we incorporated all 6 nozzles that they were operated during that test. That also helps us pinpoint any type of issue we might have regarding a single nozzle. Maybe cleaned, have some type of obstruction in it. The next thing done is once we prove the meters with the reference, once we've run the reference meter, we can go ahead and begin in-testing for the day. When we do in-test, the provers are brought up in what's called a shop view program. It's an in-house program. All of our customers have assigned customer numbers. So the first thing we do is enter that customer number, enter any pertinent information that is requested by the customer, almost always including the customer's badge number, the manufacturer badge number, kind and size, and also the date stamp attributed to the test. Now, some of the things we also look at is the year of the meter. Some of the meters, if they're 20 years or older, depending on what the customer's specs are, they're retired automatically. We still attempt to get an in-test reading, but obviously it's going to be retired right after the reading if we can get it recorded. All this information data is stored in our database. This enables us to create an accurate data file. All the proven results are automatically downloaded, so there's no instance of human error regarding the results and their accuracy. Okay, what we have here is one of our new wet jet blasters. Traditionally, and we'll see further down the line, we were using a regular dry blast to remove the corrosion and prep the surface for painting. To improve efficiency, we purchased 2 of these units. They use what's called a slurry type of blast introduction to the media and the water. This is also much more of a green, environmental friendly operation. Doesn't produce as much of a hazardous material to deal with at the end of the blasting process. Basically what we're doing, we're not removing all the finish on the meter. We're just making sure it's smooth enough that it's going to accept a good coat of paint and give us a finish that we can be happy with. Definitely want the meter to look brand new. Okay, what we're observing here is after the wet jet blast, the meters are brought to what's called our tag station. We create an internal hang tag that follows the meter throughout the process. It has all the pertinent customer information entered into the data stream. Also, we've established what should be the repair class we'll be using. Again, we have 4 repair classes, A, B, C, and D. But depending on what the customer specifies, how far we're going to go ahead and tear down the meter. Once the hang tag is applied, all the components will stay with that meter. When we get down to tear down, which is the next step down, they are removing the top cover, the handle cover, any index, AMI, all that stuff is contained within and stays on the tray with that meter as it goes down the line. Unless at some point it's determined that it's a faulty part, then it will be removed and replaced, again, according to the repair class. Okay, right now we're seeing the meters are being tore down. The top end is off the meter. It's getting a visual inspection. The tech uses a flashlight to ensure that the lower end of the meter doesn't have a whole lot of corrosion. We're also introducing the 4 inches of water column pressure. What she's looking for is no more than a 1-inch drop in a 10-second period of time. That'll indicate a leak, and may have to change from a B to a C repair if the diaphragms or the side covers are involved. Okay, here we are with one of our stations. We refer to it as the soldering station. Basically what it is, an examination of the flag arm position, the condition of the flag arm, and the linkage involved. The flag arms are replaced if needed. The glands are inspected. They're replaced if needed. Also lubricated here, and again, there's a check for drop and leak. This is our valve grind station. A couple things that occur here are the axle and the rods are checked for make sure they're in good condition, replaced if needed. Seals for them are replaced if needed. Shaft and gears, again, inspected. And we also grind the valves here. Once the valves are ground, they're replaced back on the seats for a good seal, and again, they're checked for leaks. Okay, here we are at sub-assembly, also final assembly. All parts are checked for wear and cleanliness. All internal parts are scrubbed. I kind of had to miss that part because of the exhaust valve over top. They weren't able to hear me. But they do go through a hand scrubbing, the tangent and all that to make sure everything's good and clean, no corrosion, oil grit left on it. Makes for a smooth running meter. Again, the valve table is assembled. We also introduced a vacuum line and exhaust port. So help us make sure we're looking at a smooth operation. Again, we're putting in new gaskets and screws regarding the top cover and the handhold. And also at this point, the index will be installed if it's requested by the customer at this time. Okay, once the meter is assembled and prior to the out test process, the meter is set in what we call the low light station. Introduce 2.5 inches of pressure. Make sure the actual drive dog does at least 2 or 3 rotations. What we're looking for is a smooth rotation, no binding. Make sure they're not locking up. Make sure everything's got back together and is running properly at this time. Okay, here we are at op test. Here we have our American snap provers. Again, climate controlled environment. The reference meters are run every morning to ensure their accuracy. Certification every 2 years. And then we're ready to run the meters. The meters are put onto the prover. We prove them one time, see where they're at, and adjust them into where the customer specifies they want their meters at. Regarding the open, the check, and the spread between the two. The meter doesn't properly adjust or it's noisy. We stop right there and send it to our rework area, which is back to, again, near the valve grinding station, where we have a tech who will further diagnose what any issues might be in order to get the meter up and running smoothly. But again, all the data is entered, the customer number, all proof readings go directly into the database. This provides a data file. We have several different formats that we use for different customers. Probably the most important document that we produce here is our accurate data file. We take pride in making sure that they are formatted correctly and the information in them is accurate. Okay, here we are with the large capacity refurbished line. It's pretty much just a transparency, the small diaphragm domestic line. Then we have an in-test, follow all the same rules and certifications regarding accuracy, same information that the customer is entered, all goes into the same data file program. The meter gets down, gets disassembled, tore down to the customer specifications with all parts replaced according to our process. Further down, you'll see where we are hot testing. Again, pretty much transparent with the way we do the domestics. Same program, same data file. Okay, here's our hydro test for the domestic line. First thing we're doing is introducing 1.5 times the MOAT. Then once it's up to pressure, it's dumped into the tank. You can see it's visually inspected for any types of leaks we can see. We're definitely looking for bubbles here. Some of the quick fixes is a retorquing of a screw. We can sometimes find that we have a gasket issue. We can replace or reseat the gasket and make sure it's retested and passes. Sometimes we discover small holes in the actual meter. Obviously, if the hole is in the body of the meter is retired. If it's in one of the side covers or top covers, we can replace them and move on. Okay, this is the final stop before going into paint and shipping out. This is our badge station. We store all the badges and create badges for each individual customer. The customer badge. We also have the manufacturer's badge if they're damaged or hard to read. They are automatically replaced. A lot of times we're attaching the modules to the meters at this point. We have different companies, programmers, where we can make sure we program the modules so everything's ready to go to the paint room. Again, there's another hydro test here. This is for large capacity and some of the rotary What we do is they go into the tank and we get to have a visual inspection of the actual meter. Again, we're checking for leaks, same as we do with the domestics. We have to tighten screws, replace gaskets, make sure there's no tiny pinholes inside covers or the actual body of the meter. We are at our cold box. Obviously, we sample meters per customer's request once they're completed. At 18, no more than 20 degrees, we keep it right around 18 to 20 with very little fluctuation. We'll load this up the night before when we're doing cold box testing. Get about 9 to 10 pallets in here, and we usually do it a couple days a month, all at one time, so we're not constantly turning the cold box on and off. Okay, here we are at the paint line. Every meter that comes through off of this conveyor, it'll receive 2 coats of the water-based enamel. We have the large capacities hanging here. They will go through the line, through the paint bay, and then we have a heated tunnel right here that ensures a really nice baked-on finish. This is pretty much the desired results we're looking for. This is a completed meter with the pertinent customer stickers already applied, ready to go. Placed in order on the pallets. All customers' meters are separated in this room. This is also the shipping prep area. So you'll see how the meters are placed properly in order on the pallets, so we can track any meter number by the pallet number, the row it's in, the layer it's on. Make it easier to search for a meter if need be. That is the final quality check, verifying that all the numbers are correct. The indexes are zeroed out if need be, or that the previous index number was recorded correctly and the end index number is recorded correctly. All that information is verified, put into the data file, so the customer again receives accurate information. These are skids that are ready to ship. I wanted to show that all meters that come from us. We have the plywood dividers. There's also banding, and we're shrink wrapped. This ensures that meter stays as accurate as possible. We have our own 20-foot box truck as well as a 53-foot tractor trailer, all air ride suspensions. Our driver has been trained in proper handling of gas meters to ensure that they've had the least amount of trauma as possible in regarding shipping to the customer. We like to do all of our own shipping. We've noticed that when we do use LTL here and there for a smaller company, we've had some exposure with damage during shipping. Okay, right here is one of our special operations project areas where we're mounting AMIs onto meters and then making sure they're programmed data, everything into the system. We're just doing this with brand new meters. It's a side project. We do all kind of side projects for different companies to mostly regarding attaching different modules, different configurations that they want done that the manufacturer of the meter can't do for them. Okay, here we have our dresser Model 5 transfer approver. It's enable us to test meters anywhere from an 18 to a 23M. First thing we want to do is make sure the oil is drained, and then we check for a proper rotation before doing an in-test. All the approvers have been pre-programmed by dresser per meter. We just select the meter, whether it's DC or non-DC. Specifications, and we go ahead and run the meter. Once the meter's run, depending on the results we got, we'll go ahead and record them, and then we start the process of removing all the plugs which are replaced. We replace the bearings, seals, O-rings, We also check the clearances for the impellers regarding the body and also against the end caps. Once the meter's tore down, it's cleaned in a solvent, it's re-oiled, the bearings are oiled, it's reassembled, it's checked for a smooth operation, and then out tested and adjusted according to customer specs. Again, it will go out to paint and be boxed up accordingly to make sure it arrives back to customer running accurately. Okay, I want to thank you for your time today. I realize the tour was brief, but I look forward to further discussion with you regarding our processes. One thing I'd be remiss to say, we are fortunate enough to have a lot of the updated technology that allows us to be accurate, allows us to have faith in a good product that we're sending our customers, but of course the most important asset we have here is the work ethic of our employees here in Central Pennsylvania. We're very proud of them. They do a wonderful job and they have a lot of experience. Thank you again for your time.